Welcome to the Antiques Roadshow. What is this object? What you brought today, and where is it from?
Yes, I inherited from my grandmother Beatrice, and she was presented with it on a trip when she was in China.
Oh, President Nixon's trip.
Yes, correct.
That doesn't surprise me because this is a Xuan Dynasty jade bowl, and it was carved for the Emperor and Empress of China in about the Ding Huahai period, which is 900 years before me. And it's in really good shape. Have you ever had it appraised?
I have not, sir.
Well, I asked my experts at the table because jade is so rare anymore, and we said it's based on the tension and the thickness of the carving. And in order to discern that, you have to put it like a bell, and let's see if I can do this, and ring it. No, I can't hear it. You have to put it like a bell and ring it. Of course, condition has a lot to do with the value. Welcome to the Antiques Roadshow. I see you've brought in a beautiful Chinese vase. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yes, I bought it about 15 years ago. I was on a trip to Palm Beach, and we decided to go to the Palm Beach flea market. And I found it, and it's so beautiful and rare that I just had to have it.
Can I ask you how much you paid for it 15 years ago?
$50.
I think you've done very well because this happens to be from the Ding Hao dynasty, which predates the Ming dynasty by about 700 years. And by the quality, you can see that it was obviously made for the emperor. And I would estimate its value at about $36,000. Now the way, or maybe 40. The way to tell is you treat it like a bell. You have, and then you ring it. Can you hear that? Nah, it's hard to hear. So anyway, you have to hit it and then ring it. And actually, condition has a lot to do with value. Thank you for coming to the Antiques Roadshow today.
You're welcome.
Welcome to the Antiques Roadshow. I noticed today that you brought a beautiful specimen of Japanese Xuanhua.
Yes.
What can you tell me about it?
Well, I was at a Christie's auction back in 1992, and I actually outbid Andy Warhol for this piece because it was so amazing.
I can understand your desire for it. I imagine it was going to be bid up quite a bit, because I would say this is almost $100,000, $150,000 vase. Yeah. And are you surprised?
Very.
Yeah. Well, the way to tell is to hear this porcelain. The quality of the porcelain comes from thinness and actually translucence. So I'm seeing a lot of light come through here, but I'm not hearing it ring. So let me see if I can get it to ring here. Yeah. Let me hit it with something. Well, obviously, condition has a lot to do with value, and I see it has a slight crack in it. But thank you for coming to the Antiques Roadshow and bringing in that wonderful Japanese vase. So, welcome to the Antiques Roadshow today, and I see you brought in a beautiful bowl from the Korean period of the Moji. And what can you tell me about it?
Not much, it just sits on the shelf at home. It's been there forever.
And did you get it from previous generations, and it's a part of your family?
It was at my grandma's house, my mom's house, and my mom's here too.
Well, they must have traveled to Korea in order to get a quality bowl like this, because as you can see with the crackle and all, the finish is amazing, and to achieve this kind of thinness, it had to have been made by a great craftsman. Now the way to test, because it's a translucent color, but the real way to test is to kind of like ring it like a bowl, and the higher the pitch, the more rare and better the quality of the craftsman. And I'm thinking this is somewhere between $60,000 and $80,000. However, when I hear it ring, because I can't hear it, so I use something else. I want to be able to hear it ring, and then I can tell you its value. Of course, the condition makes a big difference. You know, the condition of the bowl at any time is an influence on the value. And thank you for coming into the Antiques Roadshow today.
Wow.
Hi, welcome to the Antiques Roadshow. I see you brought in a very beautiful Korean vase, and what can you tell me about it?
Well, I got it at a house in the basement. It belonged to my aunt and uncle, and they said I could have it if I cleaned out the house. So that's what I did.
Well, that sounds like you got it for a good price then. The thing about ceramics is they can withstand time in any condition. So being in a basement doesn't affect the quality of the glaze or the quality of the porcelain or anything. The real way to deal with quality with porcelain is to see, is it translucent? Can you see light through it? And how thin is it? And the way to test the thinness is you have to like ring it like a bell, and the higher the pitch for a vase like this, probably $60,000 worth of vase, the higher the pitch, the more valuable it is. But of course, the condition says a lot about value, and I want to thank you for coming to the Antiques Roadshow today.
Oh my God.
And here we are wrapping up another episode of Antiques Roadshow. I'd like to thank everybody who brought in their things, and to give you one final lesson on how to find out if something's valuable or not, so that you only bring valuable things into the Antique Roadshow. For example, this is a beautiful Japanese vase, and it's got texture, and the glaze is super fine, and the value is probably at auction around, well, I'd say maybe $25,000. But of course, the way that you can tell is to look up and see if it's translucent in the light, and then make it ring like a bell. And I can't hear that, so you have to kind of give it a good tap. And of course, remember, condition has a lot to do with value. Thank you.